on, people? Today I'm in Mount Jerusalem National Park in northern New South Wales, and we're going to head in and check out Whisky Creek, Whisky Still Creek. So I'm on the main road that runs through the national park here. This big stump. I'm just walking back. So I basically drove past a little turn off to Whisky Still Creek trail that goes down to the creek, and that's actually part of the new Gidjuum Gulganyi, whatever it is, walk. I think it uses it and then continues on, and we're going to cut off it and go up the creek. There are some potentiality of some good trips as well, but my idea is to go up the entire creek to where it starts up there, which is pretty much down to that gully, and then we're going to loop back, cut out to the road, which is a bit steep at the end, but I just had a look, but it's doable. We'll cut out and then we'll meet back to where I left the car about halfway on this road. So there's not really good parking at the intersection down here where I was going to leave the car. You could maybe fit one car, but it's dodgy. So I found a new little turnout, not turnout, but just kind of, I don't know, they widen the road enough to park back down there. So I went for a drive and decided I'll just leave it there. If it goes to plan, yeah, hopefully I can walk exactly where I want to go and do the nice loop. There is potentiality of looping out via one of the tribs and hitting the GidjuumGulganyi Walk. Maybe that will be another day variation of this. So we'll have a suss if they're flowing or whatever. I think they will be. We've had a lot of rain recently. The couple of causeways coming in, 3 of them were quite deep. I've only just managed to drive through in a 2-wheel drive car, so a bit dodgy, but I made it. Yeah, blue sky today, beautiful. Hopefully this creek's not too swollen as well, that's the other issue. Yeah, I looked at a couple of creeks yesterday and they are definitely on the harder side to navigate. So hopefully this will work and we've got enough to walk on the sides or whatever, and it'll be happy days. Fingers crossed. I do actually want to do another exploration another day down on the other side over here, which is where the Brunswick River starts. I think there's at least 2 waterfalls in there actually, so I haven't seen anyone do that one, so another adventure. Alright, so we're just going back. You could theoretically just cut straight in now and hit the creek and start going back up again. I'm going to go down here and use the Whisky Still Trail because it does cross the creek, so may as well just use the advantage we have to save a bush bash for no reason. So it's about 8 k's loop return. I'm starting a little bit later now because I've already done something this morning. I went to Clary Hall Dam and had a look at some of the little tributaries and stuff of Doon Creek. I thought I'd come and try and do this now, so should fill the day nicely. And yeah, so at least this is downhill at the moment, it's good. Alright, I'll see you at the junction. Alright, Whisky Still Trail, and here's the new Man Road track at 900 metres. And it says Whisky Still GidjuumGulganyi Walk. So, I don't know why they didn't make it some sort of better parking in this intersection. Would be helpful for me right now. What is bar? How low do you want it? You just ride the motorbike over that. Warning, watch out for vehicles. Right. So, down. The GidjuumGulganyi will continue on from this, so interesting. On the other side of the road here. Just past 2 girls that are obviously doing the GidjuumGulganyi Walk. They're massive backpacks, so kudos to them. It's a 42-kilometre walk, this new walk. And yeah, a few people have already done it, so good on them. Yeah, I got in and did a little bit of the section of that the other week. And yeah, I don't really care about doing it from start to finish. I just kind of want to do the highlights, which is what I've already done before. And what we're doing today, we're dipping in and dipping out when we need to get to one of these hidden waterfalls I don't want to tell you about. So that's what it's all about. Alright, so this will be a tributary running into the creek as well, as we're going to go down this hill and then you can hit the creek. what they've done here, they've made a little extra walk, which I didn't even know about. So we were here, we were originally going to go down, cross the creek here, and then just go straight all the way up. However, they've made, and this is the Gidjuum Gulganyi Walk that continues and goes around. They've made this variation where it's like, oh, you can cut off here, go down the hill, hit the creek, then you can still go up, but then we've kind of missed this section, which may or may not give something on these tribs. So that's interesting. So I think we're going to continue with our original plan. But yeah, you could cut in shorter. It's very bizarre. And then here, yeah, I don't know why. Where's that track go here? It's just, yeah. I don't know why they're pushing you to go that way with both of them. Huh. Well, we're gonna follow this down the creek a little bit easier. Well, maybe I misunderstand that map, but it seems like both the walks do push in there. I don't understand. Anyway, this is the end of the original fire trail. It just does end. That was the point of it. We're going to push into the left here, not very far, and we're going to hit the creek. So not exactly across the creek, but we're pretty much at it. And then we're just going to get back up. We're probably going to be crossing the Gidjuum Gulganyi Walk again in a minute, but that's all right. So it's all logging stumps in here. Down, 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 and then up, up, up. I thought it's flowing. It sounds pretty quiet at the moment. This is just, well, wait a while, got me bastard. Interesting, very interesting that this is so quiet here. I expected more after this rain. Well, maybe it is flowing. And then suddenly I'm on this track, which is supposed to be, wasn't really here. Okay, maybe this is the new Gidjuum Gulganyi, but I don't understand because I didn't see the sign when I hit the end of that road then. That was weird. Oh well, we're on it. This is the tributary and the real creek will be around. Yeah, it makes more sense. Yeah, it'll wind us that way, perfect. Definitely hear whiskey still creek down in. So I was going to do this prior to the Gidjuum Gulganyi Walk being built, and I wouldn't even known, but I would have been just bashing down that gully probably to try and hit the main creek, but now we've got this little nice entry road, so I'm enjoying it. We're almost there, it's getting louder. Zigzagging left, even though the sound of the water is back to the right. Maybe a cascade downstream. This here will be our whiskey still. I'm assuming that's the other loop track. We're now here on the creek, yep, so there's a track that actually follows the creek beautifully all the way along. So we kind of got a bit of a walking track because that is a bit choky on there. Now I did hear a kind of, the Gidjuum Gulganyi will cross the creek here, just for interest's sake, where these steps are. I feel like, yeah, it's definitely swollen this creek too, so good and bad. I thought I could definitely hear something down there, but we're not going to bother with it. So, along this creek we go, and once this whiskey still track disappears, we're on our own. There's a lot of trees down here. This doesn't give me much confidence to do this whole creek hop at 4Ks. But we're gonna see. Hopefully it gets better. Otherwise it's gonna be a nightmare. Interesting little creek. Some muddy footprints here, so people have done this creek variation. I don't know why they actually spent the extra effort making this random little extra loop when the Gidjuum Gulganyi Walk was already enough to deal with, so I don't know. Where did our tractors go? It literally just dries up. Well, okay. Seriously, what the fuck? Okay, that is weird. I don't know, it was supposed to go longer than that and loop around, but I'm not seeing where it went. Unless this is just neglected here. Unless this track existed already and now they've just like signposted it again, but they haven't actually maintained this part at all. I don't know. But anyway, we'll follow this creek, it doesn't matter. So it's definitely swollen, it's a bit deep and hard to see what to walk in there. Actually, no. It's on the tracks on the other side now. It must have crossed. I didn't see it. That's weird. Either way, but yeah, we're just going to have to be mindful how deep this water's going to get in certain bits for us. Barely even see when it's crossed. Obviously it fizzles out here. It's very bizarre. We must have missed it. It must have been back there or something. I don't know. Doesn't matter. It's all pretty flat creek generally at the moment, so it doesn't really make a difference. But it makes a walk on this if we've got it. Cross again. This is a much more discernible, obvious crossing. It has nice big stepping stones. So I don't know how we didn't find that first one, but anyway. It's a bit weird. They could have just kept it on one side, but I mean, it wasn't that hard to clear it, but maybe trying to make it more fun. I don't know. Not seeing much in the way of tributaries yet. Dropping in. As I just said it, I found it. It's flowing. Now we might not go all the way up this, we don't have time. We're focusing on getting out this creek. But I can at least go and have a look at the first few levels. Let's put some orange flagging tape here. And yeah, it may be worth the tape climbing up further another day, but let's go look at the bottom for now. Alright, so it's tiny little levels. This is the one we kind of see from the creek. So not too bad for what it is for a tributary. So mind you, if you climbed up it, you're going to hit the GidjuumGulganyi trail. So for sure there could be another one in between. And then even being on the GidjuumGulganyi trail, the lines still jump up to the right on the track. So you won't even get some walking track waterfalls possibly. Anyway, we're not doing this now, so we're going back and pushing on. So I dare say that orange ribbon down here is probably like an indicator of originally who creek topped this and then marked it before this trail suddenly appeared. Whisky Creek Trail before this GidjuumGulganyi Walk was built as well, obviously. So this is a timber bridge here. So I dare say, yeah, this is an original old walk because that bridge does not look particularly new to timber. But anyway, another tributary, but not much happening in it on. If that's even really in a tributary, it could just be just runoff that comes whenever the rain is heavy. I think that's marked on as the actual creek. Dropping in, and I can see a waterfall up here, so you gotta look for them, people, because you almost can't see it. But you just see water from between the trees, which makes it at least worth going at least the first level away. Looks alright. Maybe probably 10 metres or something if I'm lucky. Bigger than the other bit. Again, this will join you to the GidjuumGulganyi Walk if you were to push up it. Not crazy, but it is slightly better than the last one. A little bit smaller than actually originally thought back there, but still a nice open better section. Can't see this one directly above, but we'll just have a quick look because it's pretty easy to get up that. Alright, so I got on top. It's pretty flattish and choky, and you can still keep going because it's flowing, and like I said, you will get to GidjuumGulganyi. You can do little loops. But alright, so I'm back. I was on the track and now veered off a bit to the left because the track was going a bit further away, and I could hear and slightly see cascades. They're not massive, but I wanted to be close to the creek so I actually could check them out. So it's easy to get distracted just to walk on the main track and go, woo! But I want to see this up close. Track's a good exit, but however, we're not exiting that way. We're going to exit by the road, so it makes no difference. It's pretty much a bigger track. It's almost lunchtime. I've barely got to move on in this creek, so I have to really haul ass. It's fairly flat for most of this, to be fair, at the start. It's really only the last part. I was going to split into the headwater tribs where it'll start to climb, but again they start to dry out, so it's a catch-22 as most creeks. But we'll see if we have some luck. And we're just going to push out. The creek will dry out to the road. That's where we're going to get out. I'm going to find a nice rock for eating. Little trib here, but she's dry. Still pretty nice, this creek. Almost sit somewhere here. Not the biggest waterfall to eat lunch at, but it is what it is. At least we know we're going to have a nice easy road walk back once we do climb out of the shit, so that's one good thing about the exit. don't know where this track has gone. It's like full fucking, I'm glad I cut down. She's gone. She's gone super wide or whatever. Unless that was the GidjuumGulganyi, I don't think so. Pretty sure I wasn't on it. Water's not too bad, not too cold. Like it's stirred up mud, so my feet are going to dry out today from the water and the mud. That's going to happen. Another trip coming out of here. It's fairly flat at the start, so I'm not going to worry about it. We are back at the track apparently, because here's the arrow. It's crossed over. Yeah, I don't know. I reckon I was on the GidjuumGulganyi then for a second. That's so weird. Because now, I don't remember seeing any crossing for this track to come over. But now we're apparently on it, going this way. So, as far as I thought, it was still on the right and we're going to hit it. It's very, very confusing. But anyway, like I said, I didn't stick on it properly anyway, and that's not really the objective. I guess that's probably the exit, maybe? Maybe it is. No, because it's still going this way. It doesn't make sense. I thought it was going to loop out, but it must loop out still further on. Nah, we're just tripping. Alright. A lot of palms in here. It's kind of reminds me of Tambourine around, like, I don't know, Witches Falls, the upper kind of a plateau section. Well, one good thing is, you know, these trips upstream are going to flow well with this smaller creek, so that will give us, that is a benefit for us right now. As long as we can still navigate where we're going, we're good. See, where did that track even go? Like the official, I don't know where that track even just went. Literally, you just lose it, eh? Is it over here still? That's so weird. Not that we need it, it's just more like where did it, yeah, it must come through here. They got a few of these little arrows on sticks, and they are, I guess, semi-helpful, because this, it all looks like open. You could go any way. Look, you can almost feel like you go up there if you're not really onto it. So that's pretty bizarre. There can be a trip on the other side as well soon. We're going to kind of look for that. Still supposed to stop for lunch, but I haven't really seen. Maybe these big logs to go up here. I was trying to find a good rock. The other rocks were a bit wet and mossy. Didn't feel like getting wet ass, so I didn't really have to. Alright, I've chosen it. This will do. Fucking perfect. Oh yeah. Time for a can of Red Bull. Give some energy. The old 500ml. Only problem is Red Bull people normally triggers as shit, so fun times. But yeah. Anyway, in my bag of tricks, that's too exciting. Garbage bag. Up and go, because you need good up and go energy. You might even drink that now too. And in here I have this random napkin. Red Bull, if I can find it. There we go. The old 500ml, bad boy. Let's put it there for a second. And here, what do we have in here, people? You know, it's a sandwich bag. Is it a sandwich? It's close, it's close. It is a, wait for it, a very squashed ham and cheese roll. It's perfect. Oh shit. And so far, I've only had 2 little leeches, so not too bad. He was hopping across me pretty fast, hey? He was like boing, boing, boing. Alright, so nothing big yet. This is our first release. Something cascades on the actual creek, not a trib, so happy days. Onwards and onwards. We've lost the trail again. Must have veered off. Maybe it's finally looped out. I don't know. I wasn't really paying attention. I don't really care. We're onwards. Here's our next nice bigger cascade. Look at this. So yeah, they've done well to loop the track out before the waterfalls begin. Keep people out of the sketchy area. Wow. This is where I should have lunch. Another fucking 5 minutes walk. I could have been here. Classic didn't know. Because these barely show up as anything on the side. Massive boulder just there. Interesting. Look at it. Wow. That's pretty cool. Barely seeing waterfalls. It's almost a waterfall. I was going to call it a big cascade, but he's on par with this. Look how good the flowers and everything. It's fucking sick. Fucking hell. This is the lunch spot. Alright, so jumped around to the right, just get a different perspective of it. And I had to prune a bit of those trees in the middle there to get a good shot. I'm going to climb up on the left over here because the right looks a bit fucking choked up. So this has got a bit of a, you know, I don't know, a drop on the map. So this does kind of show up, and then it's kind of flat. There's possibly one more, and then after that, it's just climb for the last bit, which is probably going to be the test of will it still flow. The Gidjuum track has gone like right up. I don't know about this Whisky Still track, what it's going on, but it is what it is. They definitely should be showing you this waterfall as part of the walk when the walk is only just fucking up there. Is fucking sad that they skip some of the best things they could show you. They don't have to show you the whole creek. They could have showed you at least this one level here, because this is worth people looking at, surely. Okay, yeah, there's a couple of trees down here right at the moment that you could fix that up pretty easily. Chainsaw that one log, boom, out of the way. This one here, chop that out. There's only one old logging era log laying there, but that can stay there. They could have made a little, just almost a track down here. Don't have to even do much of a walking fucking platform, just the entry. Anyway, that's what it is. Well, look at this. Another awesome level above. A lot of tree fucking debris on top of it, but still good flow. Semi little open way to walk around there, so it wasn't too hard. Hopefully not too much more dead trees because it's gonna fuck us right up. Wow. Not bad, eh? Even that one's even fucking cool. Let's have a look back over here. Back over the edge of death. It's not that bad. Woo! Whiskey Still, people. I wonder what probably the name of this too is pretty interesting. I doubt they're making Whiskey Stills out here. Maybe they did. Alright, so we got a very dribbling trip on the left that we're not worried about. Trying to push back over the top of the falls, but look how choked it is. I'm going to go even wider, try and cut back down, hopefully get around all this fallen debris. Wow, to barely even get on top of this waterfall and have a decent little look. This is just too fucking covered in shit. It's just sad, eh? It's just a sea of fucking shit. Oh well, look at this bonus cascade above. Happy days. Like I said, it's going to be kind of flattish, but we're only slowly going to be climbing until we get to the last fucking half a K or whatever. So yeah, it's pretty now. So it's all been logged in. It's pretty clear. Like besides the deadfall that fell here, it's pretty easy to just push straight out. So you could probably push in pretty easily to get straight to this point. Now that, you know, I know this is here and where it is and whatever, but yeah. Alright, let's go to here. You can see how much like branches have been washed up with the recent rainfall. When this flows, fucking be hectic more. Alright, the next cascade is just back to a slide. Even on the right, if you want to push right up to Gidjuum on an angle, you'd you'd get up there pretty easily. Alright, we're gonna cross here and get up the left side for a minute. Got a little trip on the left, flowing actually. Really wide flat cascade. This is nice to walk now. This is what I was hoping to get. So yeah, it's not too swollen, it's fucking perfect. Just enough to not be choked. Ooh. See how long we'll get this for. Alright, fairly flattish still, a little cascade. Bit of erosion on the side. This is pretty common because you get so much rainfall in this little like backside of the, I don't know, night cap and everything just gets smashed with heavy rain and it gets a lot of landslips. Anyway, it's going to veer around, keep going, and a little bit flat in the middle here, but People start going. Alright, over the cascade. Moving along nicely. We've got a really good trib waterfall. This is the best one so far. It's a shame there's a lot of trees blocking it, but it is the widest bit of rock and really good flow. Can't really see if there's anything directly above it. I'm definitely curious. Might see if we can get up there and have a quick look. Looks like it does flatten, but yeah, grouse. So apparently the Gidjuum Walk is not too far up to the right. It does kind of almost fold this up alongside this trip, and then it goes along further. Now, this is a weird trip because it looks like there's nothing directly here. It looks like it's got a little bit of a flat section. It looks like it does have a much bigger climb, and I reckon it's really worth exploring that. And we're going to have a quick detour on that right now, I reckon. I wasn't going to, but I reckon fuck it, because it's flowing so good. It's not too far, and I think it'll be worth it. So we'll get up and see what we get. We'll have to double back down here. We could loop out by Gidjuum and be done, but I want to keep going as well, so we're just going to have to do 2 for 1 out of this. So this is, yeah, it is much more promising above that first falls. It's more open than the other 2 trips have been. So yeah, really optimistic that we're going to get a nice drop up here. So see how we go. Well, maybe I spoke too soon, but she got fucking all this dead fall now. We've got about only 100 metres, 200 tops to get up the so-called waterfall. This has all been logged with that bomb. Yeah, so can't exactly cut to the Gidjuum Walk yet anyway, if we would try to use it to walk the side of this, but it's too far over there anyway. So we're just going to skirt around these trees. Hopefully it will clear up again for the last bit. Hopefully. I was wasting our time, but I'm optimistic. I'm not sure what this is. That's animals scratching on that. They're coming straight through here. Ooh, yeah. All right, possums. Look at this tree. Looks like it's full dead, fallen over. Full new sprouts. Doesn't want to give up life. Good for it. Nearly at the lines. It's a little shrouded in, but it's still movable. It's not fallen trees. It's just, yeah, just jungle. So she's hopefully gonna open up with a nice slab of rock up here. That's what we want. Here we go. The lines were correct. So I don't know if anyone's really done this trib waterfall. They may have just gone up the main creek and not bothered with it. So who knows? But anyway, you can see 1, 2, 3 levels, and we'll call it that. Once it flattens out, we'll just shoot back down here again. All right, so I've climbed up, come up and around the left hand side here, got a little bit of the cascade here, and this next level's fucking sick, probably the best one. Actually, it's nice. Just a shame the trees fucking laying over it. Not sure if there's anything above that. It's probably going to be it. And we'll return. Alright, so we're up on top of that. So that was good. It was all pretty much one section all joined nicely with several cascades or falls. Looks like it is flattened up here. Maybe one more little cascade, but we're pretty much at the turnaround point. We need to boot on further. Little cascade. So yeah, the walk will be coming somewhere up here. I'm not sure exactly how close we are. We're just going to look around this corner. It's fairly easy to see. Look how clear that is up there. It's going to be, that's definitely going to be that with the fire trail, and I think the walk joins to it. Just trying to look here, but I can't see. Very clear spur. Yep, pretty happy with that. Just a, is that a log cascade? Can't see. Yeah, it's just a tree laying across with the water going over it. Alright, we'll beat down fast. Alright, so we got a split. This is the first, well, real split in a way. Left is technically the trib, I believe, even though it says we're a bit off the map with Google, says we're a bit over. But I don't think we are. I think the creek's just drawn a bit wrong. Anyway, you can go that way. You could hit the road, you could get out. It is flowing, so it is potentially good. We're going to stick with the right because this will give us still a good exit just a little bit further up, and yeah, either way it's going to climb. So see how this pans out. By the way, I never saw any more ribbons beside that first one. Not that you need them to walk the creek anyway. Cascade department. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's pretty cool. Another trip off to our right. It's again flowing, potentiality of lines, but I don't think it'll be that which we're going to do right now. So that actually becomes trip number 5. It's flowing. We've done 1, so technically it's still 4 we could really look at if we really wanted to one time, but they're not high on the priority. Anyway, so this last bit of the creek is where it's going to start to really climb, and it will split at least one more time. It may split a couple more little ones, but at least one more main one. They just kind of run parallel. Again, they're probably both going to flow. We're going to stick to the right, and that'll take us all out. All right, got another trip on the right, which is flowing, which actually, again, has potential, but it's a bit choky, so we're not worrying about it right now. It just gradually climbs up, boom, boom, boom. I did have it marked on Gaia, but it's actually not marked on Google as a creek, but clearly it's flowing, and Google fucked that one up. Anyway, like, we're not far off our last, like I said, real split, and it's going to become hopefully good slabs and hopefully not too choky. That's the dream, but we'll see. All right, so you could take either one of these. The left one would be a bit shorter to the road, but we're taking the longer one. It's about 100 metres. They're both flowing equally, so about 100 metres of fairly flat, and then it is going to finally start to climb, and that's going to be pretty continuous after that. I hope it's not too hectic. I don't think it will be, but yeah, I hope we don't have too much shit to get around. It's about a K to get out roughly, and hopefully it won't take more than an hour and a half tops, maybe 2 at the most. I don't think so, but it really depends on how thick the shit gets. It's the first gimpy of the day on this creek actually. We've been passing loads of water whales. There's another one, boom. Don't tell me it's all going to choke up the top with gimpies. Yeah. Alright, look how high this water has carved its way down. In high flow, that's about 50 centimetres tall. That's insane, maybe 60. Probably even 80 actually, let's be real. Wow, that's crazy. Just carve this corner, just rip. This is the last flat S-bend, and then it would start to go up, so we'll start to see, yeah, the jungle on the sides. Well, I don't know if this is worth the persevering right now, because look how choked it got. It is torrential, and I'm barely only the start where the line's supposed to be. So like maybe if you push through this, it might actually get like better, and then you can get the slabs and get up. I don't know. Alternatively, I have a chance to go back and take that other slightly shorter trib and just push out. And if it gets choky, well, at least I'm getting closer to get out. So yeah, that's what I might do. I might fuck this for now. Let's go to the other one. It's a bit weird. Like, I drove to the top where this comes out, and it didn't look like a lot of water was right near the end. I mean, again, it dries out, but like, it wasn't like you could full see like really any waterfalls. I mean, I'm not saying there isn't, but it just didn't give you a lot to go off from the road. So in that case, let's just try this other one. If this chokes up just as bad, well then it's the same, it doesn't matter. And this is shorter, and if we're lucky there'll still be some waterfalls on these other lines, because there are topographic gain to get out of here. So either way, the road is up, so that's the reality. But this just hits the road on a quicker angle. All right, let's get back, we're not far off it. Look at the size of that shell, that is big. Wow. Living its best life in the forest. Alright, so we've got another little split in this one, and this is not supposed to really, well, be one, because it doesn't really show anything on Google. It doesn't really show exactly where it runs with, like, you know, like the topographic lines. It seems like left is the angle we kind of need to hit the road quicker, but then again, right looks a bit more opened up than that little bit there. I don't know. But we'll just try left for a little bit here. It looks like right has more flow too. I mean, this is the question. I don't know if they actually, this looks like it does really choke. I think right might be the one for me to do. It looks really, yeah, I hear more water over there. We'll stick right and see how it pans out. All right, we've got the last 200 metres to the road. So I dare say the flow is good for the moment. I think that's going to change in half the distance surely, and then 100 metres will just be a fucking dry bash that would be the guess. Anyway, it seems like we are on whatever the 2 last trips. I didn't know what was what. This seems to be the right direction, so yeah, we've done well. Alright, so this is what we're getting. Little cascades, but at least it's not too choky at this point. We'll just get a photo out of it, so happy days. Flowing okay still. Well, it's still flowing. Looks a little choky. I mean, I got some little tiny cascades then, but it wasn't really even worth filming it. So like, looking up here, it looks a bit clearer. Maybe we just take this and just go for the road. It's only about 100 metres left of the creek anyway. And I dare think it's not going to be nothing extravagant right at the last bit. So at least this looks clearer than the creek right there. Maybe we try and stay close-ish so we can look at it, the creek still. But this looks like, I think it could be an old logging kind of, I don't know, along the side here. Getting grabbed by Waterfall. We'll just see. See is a see. It's already getting dry. It's already getting split from it. Dry tribs kind of coming in here. Yeah, I think we're good. Let's just go for it. We'll go up this spur, we'll just get out. This is a pretty big tree. It's pretty wide, pretty tall. It's pretty lucky it's been spared. It's right beside it. It's one they lopped down about the same diameter. So I dare say, yeah, they were the same age. I think this one over here looks pretty big. Interesting. I don't know what's going on with this tree, but she's pretty big and pretty dead, I think. Unless there was nut. Yeah, that green branches are from the other tree. Wow. Maybe it got, looks like it's been ring barked, like literally. Yeah, some kind has. That's been chainsawed. You're kidding me. Who the fuck would do that? The dog barking from the house was just not too far up. We can smell me from the forest. Not far, only got about 50 metres of the road up here. With that, there we have it. We're out. Woo. Wow. Not sure how many hours it took, but probably 5. What time was it? It's 3:30. Yeah, I think I started to like 11, maybe 4.5. Yeah, I said 5, so close. Maybe 5. Oh well. Now I got probably half an hour of this road to walk back. But yeah, I was thinking to park closer here and you'd have a longer walk at the start, but I was like, let's just drive back down here and walk more at the end is always better. At least worst case, you walk this in low light versus wasting daylight for walking this at the start. It's a good tip for you, don't waste daylight, you don't have to, just get straight to the objective as fast as possible. Spend time on roads that can be walked in the dark if you have to. Anyway, yeah, I hope you enjoyed the journey. Feel free to like, comment, subscribe, hit notification bells to get notified of all the new misadventures. Shout out the comments if you've been on this creek, have you seen as far as I've seen, have you done the tributary, yada yada. Look, even if you just went in, did that first set of falls and would double back out, you'd still have a pretty good little run, so keep that in mind. This is the secrets of the Gidjuum Gulganyi track that I don't want you to know about. So now you got them from me, you're welcome. Yeah, there's always more than what they tell you about. And it's a damn shame this is not included in the walk, like I said. Anyway, if you're doing the walk and you want an extracurricular activity, leave your pack somewhere, sneak in and do that first falls or do this whole thing. You know, dealer's choice. Anyway, peace.